Hello there everybody, it's Sarah from Socially Shared and I'm here with the lovely Nicolette from Nanna. Hi there Nicolette.
Hi.
So thank you so much for joining us today. Now Nanna is a fabulous name for a business. Could you tell us all about it please?
Well, the name of the business, my husband actually came up with.
Right.
Once we decided what we wanted to do business-wise, it was so difficult to think of a name, and he thought of Nanna because it stands for Nanny and Nursery Nurse Agency. So that's what Nanna comes from.
Oh, clever.
Yeah, so the clue's in the name. We started off really working with families, so supplying nannies, and then working with childcare settings, so your schools, nurseries, children's centres. We've worked with quite a few charities as well, and various other clients like the NHS helping them with crèches and support for training for people going back to learning. And yeah, so we just supply jobs, we just really help people to find jobs. Mainly in childcare, but now we're really enjoying working in hospitality too. So we help lovely clients at lovely local hotels, wedding venues to find staff when they're really stuck for staff last minute. They need an extra waitress or bar staff or a bit of help with housekeeping.
And so obviously the roots, as you've explained, was in childcare, but what prompted you to start such a business?
Oh, it sounds a bit like a sob story really, but I'll try and keep it light. I've always worked with children.
Yeah.
I was a nanny myself and worked in schools, and then I was a childminder. I wanted to be a childminder before I had my children and while my children were young.
Mm-hmm.
But annoyingly, I had a car accident, which meant that I could no longer work with children on a full-time basis, and even now I still have quite a few days that I've got a really bad back and I can't do very much. So it was really a case of finding something to do. I'd considered running an agency, but I knew that running a nanny agency here really is not, there isn't really the market for it. So I thought about maybe doing the nurseries. And so in order to do that, I had to retrain. So while my children were at home and I was still childminding a little bit just after school, I did the recruitment training with the REC and I passed that. And that was the beginning, really.
Fantastic. And how long ago was that then?
That was 7 years ago. Wow. Over 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago I did the training. Yeah.
Wonderful. And like many others, but not to say that it's it's hugely common, but you've taken a what could have been a real tragedy situation and turned it into something positive for you and your family, which is fantastic, isn't it? Very inspiring.
Well, I haven't done it by myself. I've had so much support from my husband and friends and family. And to be honest, it's just a case of it was really just a case of finding something that I could get up for, that I could be passionate enough about, and that I could do even when I was having a bad day.
Yeah.
So days where I could just sit at the computer or be on the phone or just meet somebody and not have to be down on the floor with little ones.
Yeah, practical for you as well as helping others. So yeah, fantastic.
Yes, it's very competitive, and there are quite a lot of large agencies out there that can obviously probably do it for cheaper, and they've got more money to spend on advertising and things. Yeah, but it is really quite competitive. The main difference I've noticed really is in the last few years with like childcare websites. So a lot of families now, instead of going to an agency to help them to find the perfect nanny, they're trying the websites and. But the funny thing is, a lot of them end up coming to me after they've tried the websites. So they've realised how difficult it is to actually do all the reference checking, do the DBS, and make sure that the person is suitable.
Yeah, fantastic. And that gives you the unique position, doesn't it, compared to maybe something a lot larger and the websites and all that you have got that face-to-face, much more hands-on and.
Yeah, definitely. And to be honest, I think the main thing is that anyone who knows me or who gets to meet me professionally knows that I really care. I'm so passionate and I really care. I'm a member of the Association of Nanny Agencies. I'm an active member of that, so we go to all the meetings, we have all our best practice, we discuss everything. And a member of the REC as well, which is the Recruitment and Employment Confederation.
Right.
I'm an active member of that too, so I go to all the childcare sector meetings, and just try and stay as involved as possible, because these groups do have a bit of a say when it comes to the government. You know, they do ask us for our opinion on things and help with consultations and things. So that's
oh wow,
good.
that's fantastic. And so you're coming at it from two sides, really, aren't you? So again, something unique that you offer. So wonderful.
Well, for hospitality, it's a bit easier to go a bit further afield. But for childcare, so far we're really kind of going as far as Warwick, Leamington, and then the other way, Daventry, and maybe a little bit towards Northampton, all those villages, and then also Butterworth, Burbage, those kinds of places. But we're really wanting to push further into Coventry. Yeah, the proudest moment was last year, and one of our members of staff handed her notice in, and it was the best thing ever, because what happened was we'd managed to help her to find a permanent job. She'd worked with us for 3 years, and now she had, for the first time ever, a permanent paid job. Now this lady is just an amazing childcare practitioner, very highly qualified, but she had a disability. And because of that, she was always welcomed as a volunteer, never paid. And so to be able to support her and give her the confidence, and then to be able to find herself a permanent job, a permanent part-time job, it's amazing. And I'm still in touch with her now, and she's still so happy. She's just so proud of herself. She's doing what she'd always trained to do. And that was brilliant.
Oh yeah, that's a wonderfully emotive story, isn't it? That absolutely just.
And that's just one, because there's quite a lot of people that we've helped with various problems, and all they need is someone to care. Finding good candidates,
right?
That's the biggest thing. There are lots of people who want to work with children, but who don't necessarily have the right kind of temperament, and they're not necessarily wanting to do it for the right reasons. So some people want to do things literally just so they can try and find something to fit in with their children, their children's school hours or something like that. It doesn't mean that they're necessarily the best people for the role as well. And I think a lot of people just think that all practitioners do all day and all nannies do all day is play with children, and there's so much more to it than that. Well, I won't go into it now, but it is not simply playing with children. Obviously, that's a vital, important part, but it's a very hard and demanding job. I think the main bit of advice is make time for your family, make time for sleep, and eat sensibly. I think you can get so stuck with working all the hours late at night, trying to catch up with everything, because you've been trying to be there for children after school and then carrying it on. And one thing I really learned was that, well, for me anyway, I'm not very good at working when I'm tired, and I make mistakes. So the best thing to do is just to turn it off, go to bed, and do it in the morning.
That is a really wise piece of advice, because we do get caught up in it all, working all hours, and I think anyone running their business can relate to that.
Definitely.
But actually, we're not always as productive as we could be. So you're absolutely
you can
right.
be spending such a long time doing something and getting nowhere and getting it all wrong and not considering things. Whereas if you're in the right frame of mind, then you can just get it done. Well, we're really just going to continue with the childcare side, so with the nannies and working with more schools and nurseries, and we do a lot of babysitting services as well. So we help at weddings too. I haven't mentioned that. So we provide childcare stuff for weddings and events. So we can do crèches and babysitting, wedding nannies. But yes, definitely the hospitality too, because it's just so much fun. And we can do such a real wide range of roles as well. So really want to grow that side of the business. We're in a lovely office now here at Eastlands Court. So it's a lot easier for me to be able to meet more people. I just want to keep growing organically, just nice and slowly, so that I still always have that personal touch. And it's still like a family, and I still know every single person who works for us.
Oh, thank you so much, Nicolette. It's been absolutely great to talk to you.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Take care.
Okay, bye for now. Bye.